spectators from Melrose. We expect to see a hard-fought, competitive game, and we believe encouragement of the spectators to cheer for their team. However, we do believe that sportsmanship is of the ultimate importance and will not condone negative cheering or unsportsmanlike acts of the fans or the participants of this game. For your convenience, there are restrooms across the street in the concrete building next to the playground, right through the front gate. Also, we'd like to mention Massachusetts General Bylaws prohibits the use of any tobacco products at high school sporting events. Lexington High School abides by this law and does not allow the smoking or the use of any tobacco products within the confines of the Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. Thank you. Also, if we could help, please pitch in and keep the bleachers clean. The Department of Public Works have placed trash receptacles throughout the stadium, so please deposit your trash in those containers. We thank you in advance. Once again, this game is being conducted under the rules and regulations of the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. The game officials are well trained and experienced in properly running this football game. They will carry out their responsibilities in a highly professional manner. As spectators, we ask you respect their calls and their judgments. The referee for today's game is Rich Harrington. The umpire is Fred Steck. The head linesman is Matt Preston. The line judge is Ken Keddick. The back judge is Brian Harrington. And on the clock tonight we have Phil Brody. And the captains for the 2022 Lexington Minutemen, number 5, Nelson Mendez Stephen, number 52, Mateo Gentile, and number 56, Matt Orsino. While we welcome the captains for Melrose, number 21, Steve Fogarty, number 51, Jack Cleese, number 75, Braden Marisu Olenka. Attention. 3 years ago today, we lost one of the best mentors of our town and school has ever had. On September 23rd, 2019, we lost our beloved former basketball coach, Bob Ferrius. Bob was a standout basketball and football player at Jersey High School in Fall River, and after graduation in 1966, he went on to earn his Bachelor's of Science in Education at Westfield State and his Master's in Education from Boston University. After marrying his college sweetheart Shirley, Coach began his career in education, which spanned over 41 years here in Lexington. He taught at the Adams Elementary School, Harrington Elementary School, and at the high school where he was the pioneer and directed the ACE program, which was the alternative learning program for several years till his retirement. In addition to educating and mentoring students, Coach was the most successful head basketball coach Lexington boys team has had. Coach Ferrius and his teams won 567 games and 18 Middlesex League titles during that tenure. 1978, he won the state title, beating his alma mater, Durfee. I was 12 years old then and honored when Coach asked my parents if I could ride the team bus with the team to and from the game. In that same year, Coach was named the Coach of the Year by the Boston Globe, Boston Herald. Coach Ferrius also directed numerous basketball camps for the boys and girls of all ages, and was the head coach of the Middlesex State All-Stars, the Bay State Games, and head coach as well. He was been inducted into the Massachusetts Coaches Hall of Fame, Westfield State Hall of Fame, the Women Coaches Hall of Fame, Jersey Hall of Fame. In addition to all those accolades, Bob was also an active member of the Sacred Parish here in Lexington. In 2001, the town sent courts were renamed after Coach Barrios. Bob will mostly be remembered for his passion and devotion to mentoring and caring for all those lives and students he touched. He will forever be known as Coach. A great coach, a great teacher, a great mentor, but most important, he will be known to be a great husband, amazing father, a wonderful grandfather. Coach is here tonight with his wife Shirley and his grandson Matty. They're looking down, rooting for his other grandson Jack, who will start his senior year here as a member of the Lexington football team. Please join me in a moment of silence in memory of Coach Barrios. Thank you. As the Dolphins remain standing while we honor America.
We are live at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field for the home opener of the Lexington football season. Tonight, for the first time in almost a decade, the Minutemen will play host to the Melrose Red Hawks. Lexington is looking to bounce back from a loss last week, but tonight they are back where they belong, underneath the Friday night lights at what they like to call the Swamp.
No, I need to know, is there a reason behind that nickname?
I don't know. I'm sure there is, but I got to find that out.
That'll be your homework for next game. Is why do they call this field the Swamp? And I have a couple of guesses, but for now we will be seeing Lexington receive this football.
Back deep for the Minutemen is number 10, Jack Mazarol. And number 26, Joseph Saw.
Melrose won the toss. They elected to defer. Here we go. Kick will bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
I definitely think he lost the ball. The sun is going in the opposite direction, right into Lexington's eyes right now, so I think he just lost that ball in the sun, to be completely honest. It looked like he was going to make a play on it, but it went right over his head, but thankfully landed in the end zone for a touchback.
So here comes Nelson Mendez, Steven, and the rest of the Lexington offense. Nelson is in his senior season and now in his second year with Coach Wilson.
And we saw a lot of promise out of Mendez Stevens last year. He had a phenomenal season. We will see how they run the offense tonight.
It is very cold tonight and very windy, so I would love to see how that's going to factor into tonight's game.
Important note, wind going in the opposite direction of Lexington right now as well.
They're going to start off on the ground. This is Joseph Suh, and he finds a hole.
Finds a hole and stays on his feet as well.
Picks up about 11 yards there. That's good for a first down.
Yeah, that was a lot of yards picked up after contact there too.
Joseph Suh, also now in his senior season, didn't get a lot of playing time last year because of an injury. And last year their primary running back was Ahmad Hanberry, and he was a senior, so now he's gone. So now this season could really be Joseph Suh's time to shine.
It seems like he's got something to prove too. That was a lot of keeping the legs churning after contact.
On first down, they go right back to Suh. And he's able to salvage a few yards out of that.
A lot of red and white collapsing in on that pocket right there. Wasn't that much space. Was still able to get a good 3 or 4 yards out of that, though.
It's going to be second down and 6 for Lexington from the 36-yard line.
Taking a little bit more time in the huddle this time, maybe trying to draw up a play.
Second down and 6 for Lexington.
And as Steven talking to his running backs in the backfield.
That's Joseph Suh and Paul Agresta lined up behind him. He's going to take the option, pitch it to Suh, who can't handle it. The ball is on the ground.
Recovered by Lexington, it looks like. Thankfully recovered by Lexington.
Yes, it is. Mendez-Steven fell on top of that.
Yeah.
That could have gone a lot worse.
That absolutely could have. It looked like the shovel from Mendez-Stevens hit his runner just a little bit low there. It was hard for him to keep his hands on the ball. Luckily, he was able to recover it, although for a loss of yards.
It's going to be third down and about 13 yards here. Mendez-Steven has not thrown the ball yet, but we might see some of that here. He has 3 men out wide, 1 on the bottom of the screen. He drops back. Pulls it down. He's going to take off with this, and they're going to bring him down a few yards short of the first down.
Yeah, it looks about 5 yards short. He thought he saw a gap, but Melrose able to quickly close that. Bringing up fourth here.
And it looks like the punting team is taking the field.
Yep, Mendez-Stevens coming off. Looks like the punting team coming in now.
This is John Kafalis lined up deep to punt.
Looks like we've got Otto Albanese in the backfield, receiving for Melrose. Low snap.
This punt is not going to be returned. It'll be down at about the 44-yard line. So pretty good starting field position for Melrose on their first drive.
We'll see if they're able to make anything out of it. Lexington's defense is going to have something to say about it. Now, Austin, you would know better than I would. Is this defense more akin to accustomed to going for zone play or man-to-man?
I mean, last year we saw both of those. Right now, this is either zone or deep man. Melrose is going to start off on the ground.
Ripped down quickly.
Well played that time by Lexington. He was brought down by Mateo Gentile, a senior and captain. Only a pickup of 2 on the play.
Gentile right there to wrap up any semblance of the run getting started there.
Josh Madden is back at quarterback for Melrose. I feel like with that last name, you kind of have to play football.
Right.
Madden's going to step up. He's going to take off with it. And he gets
runs
into the secondary and out of bounds inside the Lexington 40 with a first down.
Yeah, able to sneak along that sideline for a first down. Really got a bit of extra large. See the break apart of that zone defense that we're seeing out of Lexington. Able to make it into the secondary.
Melrose is going pretty quickly here. They did not stop to huddle. So they think they like what they're seeing, and they just want to keep that going.
Now, if I remember correctly, Lexington tended to struggle a little bit with hurry-up offenses last year. Another good gain there for Melrose.
That was Nick Chuley, the junior, on the carry. Picks up about 5. And Joseph Suh, we already know he can be a force on the offensive side of things. Made the tackle there on defense.
Trying to make his impact felt on both ends of this ball.
Madden pitches it out to Chuley, and a flag comes in as Chuley is brought down. It looks right at the line of scrimmage. Now we'll check the flag.
Flag looks to be on the Lexington side of things. But we will see what the officials have to say. It is, in fact, on Melrose. Holding offense of Melrose.
So they're going to move it back 10 yards, replay second down.
Oh, wow. The holding is 10-yard penalty in this league? Okay, good to know.
So that could be what Lexington needed, because Melrose was trying to go quickly there, and now the pace is slowed down. So Lexington has a minute to catch their breath and talk things over.
Make sure everyone's talking it through on defense. Don't want any gaps in your coverage.
Second down and 15 for Melrose, as they're going to keep it on the ground. And he will take it close to the original line of scrimmage. That's Otto Albanese.
It looks like he was short of the original line of scrimmage just by a couple of yards, maybe 2 or 3. Bringing up third down now. Seeing a lot of on-the-ground running from here from Melrose.
Now, similar to what Lexington had to do, they will probably throw the ball here. It's third down and 13. Lexington has 3 men back. Madden takes the play action, throws it over the middle, and completes it for the first down and much more. Down inside the 15 is Cameron Lippy. And a huge break for Melrose.
Able to break the tackle by Declan Bruschi for a few extra yards there. Finally taken down at the 10.
Melrose sticking with the fast pace here. Madden will go under center. Julie is lined up behind him. Bobbles the snap, rolls to his right, throws. It's back to Lippy. He gets about 11 and out of bounds.
Made something good out of a really bad situation there with the Melrose quarterback. That was a potential disaster. Bit of a high snap over his head, able to get it, even though he was bobbling with it, and get it to his receiver for a first down.
5.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter as Melrose has first and goal from the 4-yard line. That's Bennett Cassavoy on the right of Madden, Nick Chuley on the left of him. Madden's going to run it himself, and he fights his way across the goal line for a Melrose touchdown.
The QB keep right across the line.
He had those 2 running backs. I think they were probably used as a decoy, make the defense think he was going to go to one of them and then take it himself and have them block. It's a good play design.
By the time defense realized neither of them had the ball, he was already across the line. And now to the field for the point after.
Daniel O'Donnell will line up to kick it. And it is not a problem for him.
Yeah, very clean kick for the extra point.
So 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Melrose has a 7-0 lead, and Lexington's offense is ready to take the field again.
We best hope they're ready. Whoa! That was our card outside.
Back deep for the Minutemen will be number 10, Jack Mazarol. Number 9, Amari Bow, and
So now Amari Moe is lined up back deep for Lexington along with Jack Mazarol, which is different because last time it was Joseph Suh next to Mazarol.
Maybe trying to say Suh's legs for the running game. Good kick.
Mazarol will take it from about the 7.
Able to gain some space.
Goes towards the sideline and is brought down at about the 22-yard line.
Looked like he was able to make a little bit of space there, but Melrose coming in quick to fill that gap.
So the Lexington offense, after having seen the Melrose defense once, is coming back out there. And I think we could probably expect to see more on the ground from them. Joseph Suh lined up next to Nelson. And it will be Suh on the ground. He bounces off one tackler. And he's got a lot of room down the sideline, out of bounds at around the 45. Joseph
Nice run.
Suh picks up about 22 there on the ground.
You weren't kidding. He really has a point to prove.
That's got the crowd going. And Joseph Suh, we saw him on the last drive trying to get the crowd into it. And he just did that in a big way.
For sure. That was a huge run, just what Lexington needed. Now inching closer to their half.
First down and 10 from the 46-yard line. And it looks like almost the same formation on this play. Nelson's going to keep it himself. Cuts
Looking
to his
for a
left.
gap. Looking for a gap, finding nothing. Finding a little bit, actually.
Finds the edge. And he gets out of bounds across midfield near the 40-yard line of Melrose.
That was incredible. I didn't think he had a single gap there, but he found a way. Kept moving and moving and moving. Found a way finally along the sideline to get the good amount of yards there.
So they started off this drive on their own 22, and after just 2 plays are already on the 43-yard line of Melrose. Very different to how Melrose runs their offense. Lexington likes to take their time after every play. You can see Nelson running to the bottom of the screen to talk things over with Coach Wilson.
We saw that a lot last year, too. That was something that was almost quintessential to Lexington's offense, was they would always be talking it over with Coach.
Jack Mazarol takes the snap, and now the play is whistled dead for a false start penalty on Lexington.
It's like Coach has something to say about it to the official.
Yeah, there does seem to be a little bit of confusion between the officials and Coach Wilson. Now they're going to stop play for a little bit. The Lexington players need to back up.
It was yeah, they called it on sideline. You can hear the head official telling the Lexington sideline they need to be behind one of the lines there so they're not crowding the sideline.
So now the clock is running again. That was a bit of a confusing process, but it's going to be 1st and 15 for Lexington from the 48-yard line of Melrose.
Head officials still explaining to coach that the players need to be back from the sideline. Back to it.
Nelson keeps it himself, gets through one tackle, and I believe he was whistled dead.
Yeah, they whistled him dead as soon as he started moving back, I believe. I believe that was Samuel Noel from Melrose who made the play on the quarterback.
So it will be 2nd down and about 18 yards for Lexington here.
That's tough. After making such great progress, having the game slow down like that.
That is a tough break, but we saw them go further than 18 yards in just 2 plays. So
Exactly.
We know that they're definitely capable of fixing this.
Let's see what they have planned.
Mendes Stevens back to throw. He's going to pull it down. Still looking for somebody. Now he throws and cannot complete it.
Big hit.
He tried to hit Paul Agresta, and
Flag
that
on the play.
hit drew a flag.
I was going to say, that looked like a nasty hit.
That's Sam Madden for Melrose who applied the hit. And this flag will likely be for a hit on a defenseless receiver.
I believe you're right, Austin. It looked like there was no way he was going to be able to make the play on the ball, so they might hit the defenseman with. Looks like the officials are talking it over now.
Yeah, that was very close, regardless of if they pick up the flag or not.
It would be borderline whether or not it should be called. Either way.
So there was not a flag for a hit on a defenseless receiver. The flag was for unsportsmanlike conduct on Melrose.
Okay, it was an unsportsmanlike late hit that they called. Okay,
that's
that makes
a new
sense.
one.
That is. So that is a 10-yard penalty, not enough for the 1st down for Lexington. So it'll bring up 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 4, excuse me.
Just over 2 minutes to play. 3rd down and 4 from the Melrose 33-yard line. 38, that is. Nelson takes the snap. He's going to go straight up the gut. He's got a lot of room.
Explosive speed out of Mendes Stevens there. Able to just instantly go from standstill to a full sprint and get more than a 1st down off that. That was an impressive run.
He picks up 13 yards. And it's 1st down and 10 for Lexington at the 25-yard line. So we were just saying a minute ago how we know that Lexington is the kind of team who can get out of a bad situation like the one they were just in, and that's a perfect example of it. They went from 2nd and 18 on their own side of the field, now to 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, starting to knock on Melrose's door, trying to even up this game a little bit.
Sugg gets the carry, and he gets tripped up.
Yeah, wrapped up pretty quickly there by number 75, excuse me.
That's Braden Marsu-Alinka. And when I talked to Coach Wilson this morning about Melrose, there was one player who he highlighted as an excellent player, and it was number 75. Now, he said that he was very good at playing left tackle, but apparently he's also very good on the defensive side of things. less than a minute to go in the first, as Nelson has a little bit of confusion here.
A lot of red and white in front of him.
He's looking to throw, and he's just going to slide out of bounds. That's a loss of about 10 yards on the play.
It looks like the offensive line just kind of miscommunicated there, let a lot of Melrose just right through them. Mendez-Stevens didn't really have much of anywhere to go.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 21 after that play.
It's a tough loss of yards, but like we've seen Lexington do, they're able to have these explosive plays, so we'll see.
The clock is running down here. We're down to 10 seconds, and by the looks of things, it looks like Lexington does not intend to run a play before the end of this quarter.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to just let this quarter end and try on the other end of the field. Maybe with the winds on their back, they'll be able to do a little bit more.
Okay, so 1 quarter in, score is still 7-0 in favor of Melrose, but Lexington has been on the attack. They're going to face a pretty tough situation, having to go 21 yards here.
They've had multiple explosive plays in that first quarter alone, so we'll see if they'll be able to pull out another one here at the start of the second half. Or second quarter, excuse me. We are back. Welcome back, folks, to Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. We are getting back. Lexington is retaking the field.
They spent a lot of time talking with Coach Wilson about what they're going to do here on this 3rd and 21.
We will see what they're able to do.
Mendez-Stevens will line up with Joseph Suh to his left, which is what we've seen a lot of this game. He drops back. He's going to air it out deep. He's got a man with separation. Incomplete.
Flag on the play, though.
But that will draw a flag. That's Amari Moe, who had his hands on it for a minute and then had it hit, jarred loose by the defender. But the flag does come in.
Might be a flag on Stephen Fagarty there. The defender who made the play on the ball. We don't know if... We'll see what the officials have to say about it, but it looked like it may have been called for pass interference.
We are about to find out. And
defensive pass interference.
Will be pass interference on Melrose. So a big break there for Lexington. Neither team is moving from the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, is this a play where it's up at the spot of the ball, or?
They don't have the ball. They left it down at the end zone, but so normally pass interference is a spot of the foul penalty. In this case, it's going to be 15 yards, which is not enough for the first down.
So it's still going to be 3rd down here for Lexington.
But that being said, much more manageable than 3rd and 21. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now from the 21-yard line.
Mendez-Stevens rejoins the huddle here. Quick conversation with the guys.
Two receivers on each side of him. He's going to keep it himself. Cuts to the right.
Finds a gap. Was he able to get that? It's going to be close.
That is very close. And they are signaling that he did get enough for the first down.
Wow.
So a huge conversion there for Lexington.
Seriously, that was very, very close. Huge third down pickup there for Lexington. Big swing of momentum there. Fresh set of downs on the 14-yard line. That's big momentum swing.
This drive has been very up and down.
Feels like it, huh?
Yeah, from gaining 30 yards on the first 2 plays, then to going backwards, then forwards again, then backwards again. Now we're going forwards again.
Very unique drive this one has been. A pitch.
Pitch out to Suh, and another flag comes in as Suh picks up about a yard or 2.
It was in the backfield of Lexington. I don't know if this is going to be on Lexington or if this is going to be on Brandon Grulin of Melrose for a low hit. Looks like it's going to be a holding on Lexington. So what was that you were saying about moving back and forth?
Yeah, I was just about to say. So they're going to move it back 10 yards now.
Seems like Lexington is doing a bit of a shuffle down the field, but hopefully they can get it to the end zone.
Joseph Suh this time lined up on the right of Nelson. Nelson's going to keep it himself here, trying to find some room.
No room. Melrose on him.
No room at all. He cuts back. He can throw this ball still. Now he finds some
gap.
room down the sideline and in for the touchdown. What a play by Nelson Mendez-Steven.
Incredible agility on his feet to be able to not only stay upright throughout all of those Melrose tackles trying to come at him, to be able to find that gap going up along the sideline there for the touchdown is huge.
He took what looked like a broken play and turned it into that. He was about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then he just completely reversed his direction, had great blocking down the field.
Yeah, it's incredible, honestly. So this drive really was the story of back and forth. You went forward 30 yards, back 10, forward 30, back 10, forward another 30.
Now the snap on the extra point is fumbled. They're just going to throw it to the end zone. It's tipped and incomplete. So it will be 7-6. Melrose still leads, but Lexington no doubt is going to have a ton of momentum after that wild ending to a wild drive.
Absolutely. Mendez-Steven celebrating on the sideline.
He is clearly fired up right now, and
as he should be.
Definitely has a reason to be.
Really was able to turn something out of nothing in that one. Now we see Melrose lining up to receive.
This is the first time we're going to see the Lexington kicking team and the Melrose receiving team. And like Lexington, Melrose will have 2 men back. That is Otto Albanese and Trenton Hodges.
Both seniors down back to try and make something out of this, trying to see if they can't run this back at all. Lexington trying to prevent that from happening.
Kicking for Lexington is Jake Trexler.
Good boot out of Lexington.
Sends it down. The kick is mishandled. Now picked back up.
Wow.
And he will be brought down just across the 20-yard line.
Immediate wrap up there by Trenton. Got the kick and then wrapped him up.
So the Lexington defense is back on the field, and despite giving up the touchdown on the last drive, they still should have plenty of energy because they now got that cushion from their offense.
That was a nice long drive, actually extended a bit by the officials there. Drive for the defense, so they should be plenty rested now.
Madden takes the snap.
Short gain.
Hands it to Chuli, and he was well covered up there. That was Will Everett for Lexington, who was the first one to get to him. It's a gain of about 3 yards. Now Nelson will come in on defense. That's something that we did see a little bit of last year.
Lining up with the number 5 receiver out of Melrose, Connor Barofi.
Now a whistle. Play is blown dead. That's going to be neutral zone infraction or encroachment, that is, on Lexington.
A 5-yard penalty, still second down. Going to bring up 2nd and 2.
So it doesn't look like Melrose is changing anything about what they're doing. Stephen Fogarty is lined up next to Madden, and he will get the call here, and he finds a nice hole.
Big
into
gap
the
still on
secondary, and out of bounds across midfield, and now another flag comes in towards the end of the play.
Yeah, right about the 50-yard line.
A lot of penalties have been called thus far in the game, and I'm very interested to see what this one is.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure what this one is, Austin. Happened at the sideline, so I want to say it may have been something after the play. Ref is signaling it's going the other direction. Face mask.
Face mask on the offense. That's something you don't really see that often.
Yeah, usually offense aren't really the ones getting grabby, so you don't really see that get called often.
Yeah, but Lexington will definitely take that.
Certainly will.
Wipes a huge run.
That completely erases that run there. Stephen Fogarty made a huge effort for that run, but
so the penalty was 15 yards from the spot of the foul. So they did pick up enough for the first down on that play. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Melrose from the Lexington 31.
Yep. Very interesting result of that penalty.
Here's Fogarty on the ground again and brought down behind the line. Nicely done there by Lexington. Mateo Gentile was in there to help finish him off.
Loss of yards there from Melrose, so this is a big opportunity for Lexington.
2nd down and 12.
Bringing the ball right back to where it was before the penalty.
Now John Donahue will come in for Lexington. We saw him make the game-winning interception in last year's game against Winchester. Now Madden will throw. He's got his man underneath.
Short of the first down, it looks like.
That's Cameron Lippy, who made a huge...
Might not be. It actually might be just enough.
Sticks.
Yeah, it might have been just enough to move the sticks. Looks like it, actually.
That's Cameron Lippy, who made the huge catch on 3rd down on the last drive, which helped set up the touchdown.
Able to extend it for Melrose yet again on this drive. 8 minutes left on the clock.
Madden has Fogarty lined up a few yards behind him. Takes the snap. Fogarty gets the carry.
Not much there for him.
Brought down for about a gain of 2. Mateo Gentile and Christian Arrington combined to help bring him down.
Yeah, Lexington O-line just collapsed on him. Didn't let him find any kind of a gap there. Or excuse me, the Lexington D-line.
Madden takes the snap, pitches it out to Fogarty, who gets around 1 tackle, but only able to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
For a loss of yards.
Yes, it is. Third down and about 10 for Melrose. This could be a huge opportunity for Lexington to get their defense off the field. Officially 3rd and 8. And the student section is starting to get into it.
Big stop here for Lexington. They need this.
Now we're going to get a whistle, and
Timeout.
Lexington's going to call a timeout here. They need to be sure of what they're going to do here.
I will say that in the last minute, the Lexington defense was trying to swap out personnel. They swapped out Theo Golinezu for Ryan Renaru. Excuse me, Ryan Renaru?
So 6.5 minutes left in the first half as Lexington is taking their time discussing what play they're going to run here. This obviously is a very important play because if Lexington can get off the field and give their offense the ball back before halftime to go take the lead, that would be huge.
Right, and keep in mind, Melrose deferred, so they will be getting the ball to start the second half. So if we can get this ball back and use up the rest of the clock on a scoring drive, that'd be huge for Lexington. We'll see if they're able to make this kind of a stop. This is big pressure here for the team. Crowd really starting to get into it here at Harold Crumb Memorial Field.
Madden has Bennett Casavoy lined up to his left. Takes the snap, rolls to his right. Looking, he's going to run it himself and gets thrown out of bounds short of the first down by about 4 yards. Now Melrose has a decision to make. And the special teams is on the field right now, and it looks like they're not totally sure what they want to do.
It looks like they're still talking it over with their coaches.
And
with
the
that,
special teams just took the field and then left the field.
It looks like the offense is lining itself back up. Yeah, it looks like they might be going for this.
Yeah, now Lexington has a man back deep to return the punt, but they're not punting.
They're not punting.
So they have to get him back.
Coaches are trying to signal him for him to come back, but a lot of confusion on the Lexington sideline.
Now Lexington is going to call another timeout here. That's already their second.
The timeouts refresh after the half? Remind me.
They do.
Okay, good. So I guess it makes sense to make sure everyone's on the same page. The defender that was out deep didn't really, I don't think he heard the signal from the coaches to come back in. Lexington wanting to be extra sure that they make this stop.
It's 4th down and 4 right now. Melrose is on their own 48. This obviously is a huge play. So it's good that Lexington's getting some time to discuss this.
Yeah, honestly, take all the time they need. If they can brew up a stop here, that'll be huge for them. Still 5 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to try and get a scoring drive into play. But for now, they have to focus on making the stop.
Now, the officials are trying to get both teams to line up. Okay, here we go. Melrose's offense is still out there.
Taking the field and lining them up.
That's Fogarty, Madden, and Casavoy lined up in the backfield. One receiver lined up on each side of the field. Madden takes the snap, hands it to Fogarty, and he
looks
does
like
not
he's
get
just
there.
short. We'll see where they place this ball, but it looks like it's going to be just short. Yep. Head official just signaled it to be Lexington ball.
He needed to get to the Lexington 48. He only made it to the 50. And the Minutemen defense get a tremendous stop.
That's a huge stop for the Lexington defense. Let's see if the Lexington offense can turn this around and get some momentum off of it. Still 5:20 left on the clock. Massive stop here for the Lexington defense.
Lexington comes out in a very similar formation to what they've been running all game, with Joseph Suh next to Nelson in the backfield. He's going to take it himself, able to wiggle his way for about 3 yards there.
Very short gain there, but not many gaps showing themselves for Mendez Stevens there as he goes off to talk to coach on the sideline.
Less than 5 minutes to play in the half. Lexington has 2nd down and 7.
Looks like the wind is still kind of going on the field right now, so we'll see if Lexington wants to try and get any balls in the air with the wind behind them, or if they want to stick it to the ground.
A flag flies as the pass is complete. That's
nice
Amari
catch.
Moe. That was a very nice catch. We'll check the flag. For the moment, it's a 1st down for Lexington near the 35.
False start on the offense. It's coming back.
Well, in a lot of situations, that would be kind of demoralizing, but given the drive that Lexington just went on, I don't think their confidence should be lacking at all.
If anything, that should be a good sign.
Yeah.
Considering that the last drive they scored on went back and forth for about 4 times, this might be it. This might be the spark they needed.
2nd down and 12. Well, it's more like 2nd down and 13.
Really good effort there by Amari Moe to bring it down. Let's see if we see any more passes. Got 2 men in the backfield right now.
And this Steven takes the snap, hands it to Suh. He gets met quickly, gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that gap closed quick for Melrose. Melrose D-line has really been doing the best they can to try and prevent any movement there. They've been collapsing on the ball rather well. Except for that one escape that Mendez Stevens had that resulted in a touchdown, they've been very quick to collapse.
3rd and 10 here for Lexington. The last time they had it on 3rd and long, we saw them take a deep shot to the end zone, and it almost worked, but they did draw the pass interference. So I would not be surprised if we see something similar to that here. Mendez Steven fakes to Agresta. Now he's going to throw to Agresta. He makes the catch.
Does not look like it was enough.
He's about 3.5 yards short. Now Lexington has a decision to make, but I think they're making it very clear what they're doing because this offense isn't going anywhere.
No, they're not moving. Oh, wait, no. Mendez Steven is getting off of the field. It looks like the punting unit is actually coming on now. Looking up at the clock, still 2 minutes 40 seconds left. Lexington deciding easier to punt it and make sure, put some confidence in your defense to make sure that they're not going to be, oh, another timeout taken.
So Melrose is going to call their first here.
Potentially give Lexington time to mull it over, see if this is something that they want to go for. But I doubt it at this point.
Yeah, I think punting the ball is probably the smart move. You want to pin them deep with not a lot of time left just to really prevent any chance of them scoring before the half.
Yeah, putting a lot of faith on your defense to be able to say, hey, we know you guys aren't going to let them score before the half, but we believe that you guys aren't going to let them score as they get the ball to start the second half as well. So, big faith in their defense here from Lexington. And for good reason. Their defense has been fairly strong tonight, other than the one touchdown from that drive. Lexington has been fairly stalwart.
It's John Kefelis back to punt for Lexington. This is his second punt of the game.
Shallow punt.
Low punt. Gets a nice roll down to about the 15, where it will be down by Lexington. So the punting team does their job.
Pins them back to the 15-yard line.
2 minutes and 23 seconds remain in the first half. So now it's in the hands of Lexington's defense to prevent them from scoring anything here. And we know they can do it. We just saw them do it.
Lexington's defense also capable of making plays. We're likely going to see Melrose try to play fairly safe with this ball, not trying to give Lexington any opportunity of interception or a fumble here.
They're going to start off on the ground. That's Chuli. He's able to get a pretty nice gain out of that. Gets about 10. And it looks like it will be enough for a first down.
Mari Moe making the tackle there.
Getting close to 2 minutes here. They take the snap. This is Chuli on the ground again. It takes a big shot there. That's Mattersino, one of the captains. He is fired up after that. They hold him to a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. The clock continues to run down to 1:40.
Yeah, huge hit there by Ursino. Any momentum that runner had was just immediately thrown into the ground.
Madden has Chuli lined up behind him again. Now he's going to fake it. Rolls to his left.
Looking
He's
deep.
going to fire. He's got a man. Another flag flies.
Lexington wraps him up and brings him down. We'll see what the flag is.
The pass was complete to Otto Albanese.
Telling the chains to hold still, though, so this might be on Melrose.
The flag was thrown away from all the action. It's an ineligible man downfield, which, of course, is on Melrose, so that's going to bring that back.
Quick little break for Lexington there. Should be, I believe, a 5-yard penalty.
I believe it is. And it's going to bring that play back.
Bring up 2nd and 11 now for Melrose.
1 minute and 11 seconds are left in the first half. Now the officials need to talk something over. Now they need to discuss something with Coach Wilson, apparently. I guess that was a pretty quick discussion. All right, here we go. Clock is running again. Madden takes the snap.
Looking deep.
Under pressure, throws, it's complete. That's Ellis Davis, brought down by Nelson Mendez-Steven. The clock continues to run.
He's just short. Nope, it looks like they gave him the first down there.
We're down to 50 seconds in the half. Melrose still has 2 timeouts as Madden rolls to his left, fires over the head of his man, and another penalty flag comes in. 41 seconds left.
Holding on the offense of Melrose.
So that's now twice that Melrose has gotten a penalty on this drive, and who knows what would have happened if they never had committed those penalties, because
those are two big games that they had.
They had put together a string of good plays. But now with only 41 seconds left, they really haven't gone very far.
Only 41 seconds left on the clock. Melrose lined up. Very long for them. 1st and 22.
Madden will throw here. He's going to air it out. He's got a man with separation. That pass is broken up
by Mendez Stevens himself.
That was beautifully covered. Made sure to look back at the ball. Didn't make contact with the receiver until the ball got there. That is how you do it.
Textbook, really.
Now 35 seconds left. Melrose is staring at a 2nd and 22 from their own 20. So in the grand scheme of things, they've only made it 5 yards this drive.
And if I had to guess, they're probably going to spend these last 35 seconds in 2 drives kind of trying to Hail Mary it down the field, see if they can't make something connect. A lot of movement. Lexington sideline starting to get loud.
Now this play will be whistled. Lexington's going to call their final timeout here. Guess they just want to discuss how they can prevent any blown coverages, any big plays, stuff like that from happening in the final 35 seconds of the half.
Yeah, maybe Coach Wilson saw something that we didn't up here at the booth. Looks like he wanted to talk to the official as well. All right, both teams start to take the field again.
So here we go. Melrose is still lining up in the same formation that they've been coming out in. Madden's going to throw again here. Oh, now he pulls it down and runs with it. He's got a lot of room up the middle.
Plenty of space.
Still on his feet across midfield and brought down just shy of the Lexington 40.
Now, if you're Lexington, that is the exact opposite of what you wanted to happen. You gave him what looks to be like a 40-yard run with plenty of time left on the clock and a fresh set of 4 downs.
Melrose calls their second timeout. There's 24 seconds on the clock. Melrose has 1 timeout left. Lexington has none.
It looks like Melrose is trying to make a play for the end zone before the end of this half.
They're 41 yards away, and they have 24 seconds plus a timeout to get there.
Probably only looking at 2 plays, unless they're able to get a third one off incredibly quickly, but be a tough ask. This is this is going to be a big stop for Lexington's defense. They need this. They can't allow them to score and then get the ball at the second half.
You saw Coach Wilson. He went right out there to discuss what the game plan is for these last 24 seconds, because they might not seem that important, but if something goes wrong, then they can be very important. They can even be a deciding factor in the game.
Oh, absolutely. If you allow them to score here and then they score in their drive to start the second half, that's a 2-possession game that you let get out of hand. So very important play here for Lexington. Looking
Madden
downfield.
takes the snap, throws over the middle, incomplete there. He tried to hit Otto Albanese.
That will stop the clock.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe it's not the worst thing for Melrose that he didn't catch that, because he would have gotten brought down inbounds, which probably would have meant Melrose would have to call their last time out. You could hear during that play the student section was getting into it for Lexington, stomping on the benches, trying to get loud for their team.
Is it like highlighter night at the student section?
It's construction night.
Ah.
Yeah.
Always got to support construction workers. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains the Minuteman being in a construction hat.
Madden looks to air it out.
Not much space.
Running
Closing
out of
in.
room. Throws.
Picks. Oh!
Almost intercepted by Joseph Saw.
Honestly, probably better that he didn't pick that off, to be completely honest. Now Melrose only has 11 seconds, and they're on 3rd down.
So after that big run from their quarterback, Melrose has not been able to move the ball. They got 11 seconds left.
Student section starting to get erupting again for Lexington. Big stop.
So Lexington is playing with a lot of guys back. You can see Nelson Mendez-Steven is back.
Trying to prevent any effort at the end zone.
Russ LeBert is back there. Declan Gruskin is also back. Here we go. 11 seconds for Melrose as
Looking
Madden
deep.
rolls out. Under pressure, throws it incomplete off the foot of his man. Now 5 seconds left. It's 4th down for Melrose. And honestly, I don't think the fact that it's 4th down matters.
No, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
You have 5 seconds left. You're going to try and make a play for the end zone. Offense is staying on the field.
Here we go. Lexington has the same prevent defense look that they brought out on the last play.
4 men in the backfield now. Looking deep.
Here's Madden. He rolls, fires it to the end zone. It is intercepted.
In the end zone, and he's brought down in the end zone.
That's Russ LeBert. So that is going to do it for the first half. Melrose still leads at 7-6, but Lexington has a ton of momentum right now.
Completely able to stop them. Melrose will get the ball at the start of the second half, but Lexington's defense must be feeling good about that one.
Yeah. They, ever since that first touchdown drive, that was when they realized who they were going up against. They realized what they needed to do, and since then they've shut it down.
All right, folks, we will be right back with more Lexington football. All right, folks, welcome back for the start of the second half here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. Lexington Minutemen will be kicking the ball off to the Melrose Red Hawks.
Right now, Melrose does lead Lexington 7-6, but Lexington has all the momentum on their side. It was really sparked by Nelson Mendez-Stevens' 50-yard run for a touchdown, where it looked like he was going to be brought down for a loss of at least 10 yards, but then he just completely flipped the field and took it down the sideline and scored, and that sent the crowd into just an absolute chaotic state. It was awesome.
The crowd's in a frenzy right now. The student section here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field is apparently construction themed and been building quite the amount of support here for the Lexington Minutemen. Good crowd. Yeah, you like that? Building support, yeah.
It's hard to miss them with all that neon, reflective clothing.
Guess they wanted to make sure the team knew that they were there, especially on Friday Night Lights night. Lexington Minutemen retake the field. After a big defensive stop at the end of the first half, the defense is probably going to be thinking to themselves that they are able to make these kind of stops against Melrose, and now they just need to do it again. If they're able to make one big stop here, it'll make things a lot easier for them down the run.
Yeah, ever since that first touchdown, they've really shut it down. So they definitely, now they're rested for the second half. They definitely should be looking to continue that. So Jake Trexler, once again, will kick off for Lexington.
Otto Albanese and Trenton Hodges back for Melrose.
And the second half is underway as Hodges mishandles the kick again. He now picks it up. Going to try to flip the field here, and he gets some room down the sideline.
He found a gap.
Still on his feet, and now finally brought down just short of midfield. So
a lot of really good blocks there for him from his teammates there on Melrose.
That play did not get off to the best start, but they completely flipped the script there.
Yeah, a lot of really good blocks were able to make it so that he was able to find a really clean path up to just short of the 50-yard line. Melrose offense lines up.
Josh Madden is back out there. And he's got Chuli and Casaboy lined up on his right and left.
I imagine we'll probably end up seeing a bit more of the run game again now that it's a start.
And they are going to start off on the ground. He's able to fight his way for about a 6-yard pickup.
Nicholas Chuli.
Just like that, one play, and Melrose is already across midfield. I guess a lot of that is in part to their kick return.
Yeah, solid run of 6 yards, though. Nothing to sneeze at. Melrose able to keep their feet going after contact.
Madden gives it right back to Chuli. He's able to plow his way forward, picks up the first down inside the 40.
Yeah, it really did look like he just went straight through a crowd of Lexington defenders. Had enough momentum behind him, just forced his way through.
So we are not even a minute and a half into the second half, and Melrose is already inside the Lexington 40. And it's the same formation again with Chuli and Fogarty.
Again, seeing Melrose tend to focus more on getting their offense right onto the line as quickly as possible. They've had some success doing this. This time wrapped up immediately.
That was well done there by Joseph Suh. He got right in there quickly. That was it looked like the exact same play for the third time in a row for Melrose, giving it to Chuli. This time, Joseph Suh was ready for it.
Lexington's just got to be careful that they don't keep over-focusing on trying to spy that run and let pass into the backfield. Still have one man behind him. That looks like Nick Chuli.
And they go back to Chuli for the fourth time in a row. He bounces off his own man, plows ahead for what looks like a first down. He's going to be spotted actually about a yard shy. And Melrose is keeping with the fast-paced offense here.
It's a bit of a generous spot, it looked like, for Lexington, honestly. But 3rd and 1. Again, hurry-up offense here for Melrose, being the way that they're trying to keep Lexington off their feet. And looked like Josh Madden.
I don't blame you.
Force of a habit.
Yeah.
Josh Madden able to QB keep and forced across the line there for the first down. It's almost like you want to autofill once you see the last name Madden.
It's just one letter. That's it. Now here's Otto Albanese on the ground. Gets a few yards and then runs into a wall of Lexington defenders. He's down just shy of the 25-yard line.
So it looks like no gain on that play. Maybe gain of 1, if anything.
Number 4, Otto Albanese was the ball carrier. Tackled by number 26, Joseph Suh.
Seeing Chuli line up again instead of Albanese.
Now here's Albanese in motion again. They're going to fake it. Madden's going to keep it. And he's able to plow his way ahead for about 7. He's going to come up about a yard shy of the first down.
That'll bring up another 3rd and short here for Melrose.
3rd down and 2.
Saw Josh Madden keep it last time. We'll see what Melrose has planned this time and if Lexington's going to be able to stop it.
It's Chuli and Cassaboy in the backfield. Madden's going to take it right up the gut, and he's got the first down inside the 15. Well, we know Melrose likes to run the ball, and it's not surprising at all that they did that there.
Yeah, no, they're really doing a good job chewing up clock right now, already taking up about a half of this 3rd quarter. Now knocking on the door of Lexington.
Madden and Chuli in the backfield again. And once again, Otto Albanese is in motion. Madden's going to keep it. Able to fight his way forward for a few. That was Elijah Cunningham, the sophomore, who was the first one to get him. So it'll be 2nd down and about 8.
You and I talked a little bit before the game had started, but Lexington, a lot of tens here on this roster sheet. A lot of sophomores coming up to fill in these spots that they lost last year from their seniors graduating.
Yeah, they had a lot of their best players were seniors. Ahmad Hanberry, their star running back, is gone. Pierce Cattier, their star wide receiver, is gone. Reese Scarborough is gone. John Matherin is gone. And those were the biggest names on the team. So now this season's going to be all about who's going to be the next man up.
Big stop there by Lexington.
And right there, Elijah Cunningham again was the first one to get to him.
Starting to see the sophomores trying to make a name for themselves.
Tackled by number 17, Elijah Cunningham.
We are past the halfway point in the 3rd quarter. It's 3rd down and 8 for Melrose from the Lexington 12-yard line.
Another big defensive point here for Lexington. If they can make this stop and potentially hold them to 3, that'd be huge.
Madden tosses it out to Chuli.
Wrapped up.
Fights his way for a few. He does not have the first down. And now another decision for Melrose to make.
Do you go for it here, trying to get the first down, or do you just go for the safe points in the field goal?
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. Madden's talking to his coach. This is an easy field goal, and their kicker probably could make it, but I don't think they want to settle for 3 here.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like Madden is staying on the field, lining up.
So it's 4th down and 4 from the 9. They need to get to the 5-yard line here. Madden rolls, throws, and it's caught. And they're going to mark him down at about the 1-yard line.
It's a big play there for Melrose. Ooh, it's going to be close.
Okay.
They're bringing out the chains.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than it looked initially.
Oh, geez.
This
Yeah,
is
going to be
this
really
is a
close.
massive decision right here. This decides who gets the ball. So he needed to get to the 5-yard line.
Hey, let's take a minute to give the
First down.
So he does get the first down. And he got that first down by a pretty good amount. I'm kind of surprised they had to bring out the chains for that.
They beat the defending state champions, Acton Foxborough, today at home, 87-83. Let's hear it for the LHS girls swim team.
So now it's 1st and goal for Melrose from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's huge.
They go back to their formation with 2 running backs on either side of the quarterback. Madden's going to keep it himself. He plows his way in for the touchdown.
Yep, able to cross that line, just to be able to break that gap.
Madden takes in the ball for a touchdown.
So Melrose with a statement drive of their own. They're now up 13-7, and this extra point will make it an 8-point game. So it's going to stay 1 possession here, which is very good if you're Lexington.
Still plenty of game left. Still 4 minutes 20 here in the 3rd. Entire 4th quarter of play still left. If you're Lexington, you need to make...
Oh, now the snap is fumbled. They throw, and it's broken up. So that's a huge play
That's
right
big.
there, because now it stays at a 7-point game.
Yeah, that is a very big turn of events here for Lexington. That makes it so that they aren't forced to go for the 2-point conversion.
So it's now 13-6. Lexington's going to get the ball back here with 4:24 left in the 3rd quarter. That was a long drive there by Melrose. They went well into the 2nd half of this quarter.
If we're going by time of possession, I think Melrose might have it, honestly. Although Lexington with that long, prolonged drive at the first half may have something to do with that as well.
So it's back deep for Lexington to return the kick is Amari Moe and Jack Mazerall. We've seen them before.
Jack Mazerall was a part of the team last year, one of the few returning faces that we recognize from the starting lineup of last year's team. He and Mendez Stevens.
Back deep for the Minutemen is Jack Mazerall and Amari Mao.
Good kick coming out of Melrose.
Moe is going to field it off a hop. Takes it down the sideline and brought down, and now
Unnecessary. Yeah, that's probably going down for some unnecessary.
clear
roughness.
flag
Yeah.
after the play.
Flag on the play.
That was Will Everett, who was completely unnecessarily thrown down by a Melrose player. That's about as easy of a call that you can make as a ref.
I didn't see the number on the player from Melrose, but that was a pretty clear. I want to say it was 55, and I don't want to throw that on people that without just Now, is that a 15-yard penalty, or is that half the distance to the goal?
15-yard from the spot of the foul.
15
That is
yards.
15, so that is a complete gift to
Yeah.
Lexington from Melrose.
Huge. That is almost as if it was a 50-yard kick return. Going to be dropped right on the Lexington 44. Huge little gift there for Lexington from Melrose. After the play was over, too, so they will certainly take that.
Mendez Steven gives it to Joseph Suh. He's got some room down the sideline. Gets to about midfield.
Looks like that's probably where they're going to mark him about, maybe a yard short. Yeah, it looks like about a yard short of midfield. Here we are lined up again. 2nd and 5 here for Lexington.
Nelson back to throw. He's going to pull it down and run it. He's got room. And now he comes up grabbing his foot at the end of that
he
play.
May have hurt himself there.
Yeah, he went down pretty quickly after he pulled it down. Now the Lexington trainers are coming out there. And he appears to be in a considerable amount of pain right now.
Yeah, it looks like he came down on his leg funny. It might have been either a hamstring or, heaven forbid, a meniscus.
Just shy of the first down, it'll be 3rd down. We have an injury timeout.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a lot of pain, though, unfortunately. You're going to take an injury timeout and be right back. Mendez Stevens being carried off the field right now, not putting any weight onto his legs.
Nelson Mendez Steven.
Never what you want to see.
That's unfortunate. So
He's going to get looked at on the bench.
we're all thinking of you, Nelson.
Yeah.
Hope for a speedy recovery.
That's tough.
So now it looks like it's going to be Paul Agresta taking over at quarterback, a sophomore. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1 here for Lexington. Agresta's going to keep it himself and brought down short of the 1st down.
Fumble.
And now the ball does come out at the end.
Was he called dead before that?
I believe he was.
Okay.
Nick Chuli made the tackle. It's going to be 4th down and either 2 or a long 1 here. And I believe Lexington is going to go for this, which to me is a smart decision.
Yeah, I feel like at this point in the game you kind of have to. Only 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Your starting QB just went down. Although it looks like the kicking team may have just
I think
taken
they
the
just
field.
did.
Yeah, it looks like this is the kicking unit.
3rd punt of the game for Kafalis.
Seeing Mendez Stevens stand up on the sideline.
Punt's going to take a nice roll for Lexington.
Very
down
favorable roll.
at about the 12-yard line.
And Steven at least up and walking on the sideline. That's good to see. I think it's, he may have just gotten a stinger.
Now, that's good because at first that looked like a scary injury.
Yeah, he looked like he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Still looks like he's not
mean,
100%, but it looks like he's at least doing better.
First and 10 Melrose. The ball is at their own 12-yard line.
So here comes the Lexington defense again.
Hoping to make a big stop here.
They just had some time to discuss how they stop this ground game, which we're likely going to see a lot more of. Right here, it's Chuli on the ground. He fights his way for a few yards.
This is Madden with the keep.
Fogarty was the ball carrier. Tackled by number 28, Theo Gostino.
Second and third here.
So as we said, Nelson is now up and walking on his own.
That's really good to see. You never want to see your quarterback go down, especially not in the home opener.
Madden's going to keep it himself. He's able to get the first down out across the 25 with under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Tackled by number 11, John Donahue.
I mean,
Steven's drinking a lot of water on the sideline, and some may have just gotten a pretty bad cramp. Is that mustard? Looks like
is that a mustard
that
bottle?
is a bottle of mustard.
Is that the secret
I don't
to being
know.
a starting quarterback?
I guess it might be the secret of the Lexington Minutemen. We may have just seen something that we shouldn't have. Secret ingredient.
Nelson's secret stuff.
Whatever. Yeah, it must have worked. He's stretching the leg out, getting the mustard through all the veins.
First down for Melrose as Fogarty lines up to the left.
Looks like a false start. Oh, no, it looks like encroachment.
Encroachment on Lexington. It looks like there was a jump.
That's the third time that they've been called for encroachment tonight. I think that'll be something that you definitely hear the coach talking to his defense about.
See first down and 5.
30 seconds to play in the third quarter. And it's Madden lining up with Fogarty behind him. He gets the carry. And
Short of the first down.
nicely done there by Will Everett.
Really nice wrap there by Everett.
It's going to be second down and about 2. And the clock will run and likely will take us to the end of the third quarter. That play is going to be stopped for what looks like another injury timeout. That's Amari Moe.
Moe having a huge role in this game. Definitely don't want to see him go down for Lexington.
So the clock stops with 3 seconds left. I'm not sure if they're going to let it run again after they're done helping Moe.
Lexington Minutemen trying to stay hype on the sidelines for each other while they wait for their injured player.
So yes, they did let the clock run out. So they're going to switch sides, and they don't have to go very far. And
start the fourth
quarter will start.
Yeah.
So Amari Mo is able to get up and walk on his own power, which is good to see.
Looks like we are back. Amari Mo being treated on the bench right now. Getting looked at by the staff of Lexington Minutemen.
So it's second down and a long one. Well, they just changed it to 2 for Melrose. Fogarty is lined up on the left of Madden. Madden's going to go right up the gut. And this is going to depend on the spot. It does look like he got the first down, and they will move the chains.
Yep, looks like they are going to give him that.
He's right at midfield.
Another run out of Josh Madden. Seeming like a QB run is something that they are very, very comfortable with here in Melrose.
And guess who was on the field for that play?
Mendez Steven.
Yes, he was. He just came
off.
off.
Good to see him at least up and moving.
Yeah, that.
And speaking of up and moving, another injured player for Lexington, unfortunately.
Mattersino.
Another one of the captains, Mattersino, coming out. What is happening? What is his mustard? I am so curious.
That's who came up with that idea to just
need
empty
to know.
out a mustard bottle and fill it with water?
Is it water or is it
Actually,
mustard?
maybe it is just straight mustard.
I don't know.
That's Fogarty on the carry. He gets about 9 yards. Going to be second down and about 2 for Melrose. And they really haven't changed anything about their offensive formation. Fogarty gets another carry. He gets around one defender and comes up close to the first down. This will again depend on the spot.
I think they're going to give it to him. It looks like they're being a little bit generous. And another Lexington player on the ground. Frustrated, hurt, it seems like.
That's Herbert Bonds, and it looks like his right leg.
Yeah, he tried to get up and was not able to put any pressure on it. He is not happy. That is not good. Is it the mustard? Is the mustard causing all of these injuries? I am genuinely confused. Unfortunate string of injuries here for Lexington. Yeah, this is the I think the fourth player in
the fourth
past
one.
couple of plays.
And yeah, not that long of a span. That's unfortunate. So they officially spotted that last play short of the first down. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Melrose from the Lexington 46. And Melrose is going back to their formation that we've seen so many times, with Fogarty on the right of Madden and Cassavoy on the left.
Now this double running back in the backfield offense has been working for them because it's essentially just let them have extra blockers for QB sneaks like this. That's enough for the first.
I mean, that formation is so well done because you never know who the ball is going to. Like, it could be any one of those 3 guys going to any direction. So it's so tough to defend against that.
Yeah, it really. And if it is just going to stay in the hands of Madden, then at that point it's just going to be.
Madden gives it to Fogarty. He plows his way ahead for about 5 or 6.
Right. And whenever they're running this double running back in the backfield with the QB, if the QB does end up keeping the ball, they have a spare 2 runners, or spare 2 blockers to try and create space for them. So it's been working pretty well for them. Lexington hasn't really been able to get a grip on what they need to be doing here. How to stop it.
Now it's Chuli in the backfield.
He'll get the ball.
He gets the call, gets brought down.
Huge tackle there by number 52 out of Matteo Gentile. One of the captains from Lexington, making sure that ball goes nowhere.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 2.5 here. And at this part of the field, it's probably safe to assume that it's 4-down territory. 8.5 minutes left to play. So they go back to the double running back formation.
We'll see what they try to do this time. If it's going to be a keep out of Madden. Looks like
That's
it.
what it is.
And now for the first
bites,
down.
And he's got it. Down to the 25.
Yeah, this is really tough for the Lexington defense. They just cannot seem to get a good read on who's getting the ball when they have these 3 stacked up in the backfield like this.
First down, Melrose.
Melrose with a fresh set of downs here.
It's back to the same formation. That's Fogarty or Cassavoy and Chuli. It's Chuli who gets the carry, but the play is blown dead or a false start or illegal procedure. So they're going to move it back 5, and that could potentially give the Lexington defense a spark, because right now they don't have much of an answer for this. We've seen them stop it before, though. So that's definitely what they need right now, with less than 8 minutes to play in the game.
First down and 15.
From the 30-yard line, it's 1st down and 15 for Melrose. There's Chuli on the ground. He fell down, and they are going to whistle him dead there. So it's going to be a loss of about a yard. So that's going to make it 2nd and 16.
It's big for Lexington. Big turn of events there.
Now you can hear the student sections getting loud. The Lexington players are encouraging that. This is a huge possession, and Lexington really needs a stop here.
Yeah, this is going to be a matter of whether or not Lexington is going to be in this game still with only 6 minutes, 50 seconds left in this game. They are able to make this stop. They'll get the ball back with about 5 minutes left, which is plenty of time to work.
Melrose Melrose having some confusion here.
No delay of game?
And they're going to have to burn a timeout.
I was about to say, yeah, the play clock must be rolling down at this point. Seems like there was a miscommunication there between Melrose's quarterback and the coaches on the sideline.
And that is only just going to get Lexington more fired up.
Yeah, that's big. That's hopefully opportunity for Lexington to talk things over and make sure there are no gaps in their coverage. This is going to be a big set of downs here for Lexington. They need to try and make this stop if they want a chance at trying to either tie this game up or even win it if they get the 2-point.
6:25 left in the game.
13-6, Melrose still leads. This makes it so that missing that point after by Melrose is now pivotal for the game, because if they were up at 14 right now, we would have been forced to go for the 2-point just to tie.
Yeah. Here we go. The defense
trying
is
to hype up the student
urging
section.
that crowd to get loud.
Student section starting to get hype. Here comes Lexington. Melrose lining up.
Madden has Fogarty behind him. Madden gives it to Fogarty, and he gets devoured.
Wrapped up like it's nothing.
That was Mateo Gentile and John Donahue who came together.
Huge play out of the both of them. We're able to completely get around the O-line and wrap around that run before it had a chance to start.
No gain on the play.
In fact, a loss on the play.
Oh, loss of one. Less than 6 minutes to go. It's 3rd down and 17 for Melrose from the 32-yard line. This is arguably the biggest play of the game. Lexington coaches yelling for a delay of game penalty. They don't get it as the ball is out.
Huge play there by Lexington. Sacked on Josh Madden.
Joseph Suh hit the ball out.
Massive play there by Lexington.
Was recovered by Melrose, but it's still a loss and 4th down. And now it looks like the punting team will take the field for Melrose. So the defense did their job. The offense is going to have about 5 minutes to get into the end zone.
Clock is still running with 5 minutes, 15 seconds left.
Madden is back to punt. Lexington does not have anybody back deep right now. They might not be buying this whole punting idea. High snap.
Very high snap.
Gotta pick it up. The ball is on the ground.
Picked up by Lexington.
And it's recovered. That's Russ LeBert who fell on top of it.
What an amazing hustle play there by Russ LeBert. Able to capitalize on the high snap from Lexington.
And just like that, Lexington has the ball across midfield with plenty of time. What a turnaround.
Massive turnaround. Oh, my goodness. Lexington, huge swing of momentum. Not even going to be stuck back on their own 10. They're going to be into Melrose territory. This is a huge turnaround.
So here we go. Nelson Mendez-Steven, after suffering what looked like a very bad injury, is back out there. He's got Joseph Suh on his left. Here we go. 5 minutes to find the end zone.
And I will say it's really good to see Mendez-Steven coming back out there. Another high snap.
Throws. It's complete. That's
He's
Jack
able to get out of
Mazerow.
bounds, too. Looks like they are going to keep the clock rolling. They might have called him down due to forward progression before he was able to get out of bounds. So clock is still rolling here. Starting to see a huddle again from Lexington, but you don't see Mendez Stevens going to the sideline to discuss it with coach. You see him more taking control of the huddle.
Here we go. 3 men lined up at the bottom, 1 at the top. Mendez Stevens back to pass. Throws,
Open.
completes it. Back to Mazerall.
Mazerall
He's got the
found
first down.
Open corner on a slant route.
First down at the 34-yard line. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That's big. Able to stop the clock, too. 4 minutes, 2 seconds left. Oh, nope, clock is running. I lied.
First down for Lexington from the 33. Mendez Stevens back to throw again. Fires down the middle. He's got Jack Mazerall.
Touchdown! What a play, Lexington. Jack Mazerall with an open cut right across the top, almost looking like a Gronkowski route. Able to turn it straight into the end zone.
Lexington took a high snap, a recovery on that high snap, and then in just over a minute of game time, they're already in the end zone. And
Three plays.
3 plays.
Three plays it took from them to get from their own 40-7 into the end zone. 36-yard reception there from Jack Mazerall. Huge play. Lexington talking it over. They might be looking to go for 2 right here. See if they can't try and take the lead.
I think they're going to. It's risky, but I don't hate the idea. They have plenty of momentum. And even if they don't get it, it seems like they sort of figured out the Melrose run game at the end of that last drive.
Yeah, they weren't giving Melrose anything on the last 4 runs that they had. That was a huge set of possessions there by the defense. I think they were starting to get the rhythm of this 3-man running that Melrose has been running this entire game. Able to kind of shut it down impressively so, and maybe even cause Melrose to be a bit flustered for a high snap. All the momentum right now in Lexington's favor, and the Lexington sidelines getting hype because of it.
So there's 3 coaches right now, and they're talking with all the offensive players.
An important 2-point conversion coming up.
Okay, they are going for it.
Mendez Stevens lining up.
Here we go. He's got 3 men at the bottom of the screen.
Joseph Stowe with him in the
top.
backfield.
Here we go. This is for the lead. Nelson's going to throw. He pulls it down.
He's going to keep.
He's in. Lexington takes the lead.
Massive, massive swing in momentum here for Lexington.
Unbelievable.
The Lexington sideline going insane. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left in the clock, and Lexington has taken the lead by 1.
What an unbelievable swing in these last 3 minutes of game time. From Melrose looking like they had the game under control to then losing yards because of the penalty, then the high snap, and then Jack Mazerall and Nelson connecting for 36 yards.
And not to mention the fact that Mendez Stevens was back in there to begin with.
Yeah. Like, it was looking like he would be done for at least this game.
Huge, huge swing of momentum here for Lexington. Great to see them be able to put this together.
I love the trust that Coach Wilson can put in his quarterback and his offense.
Absolutely.
To go for 2 in that situation and risk losing the game if you don't get it, you need a ton of confidence in your team and in yourself to do that.
A ton of confidence and a ton of trust, as you mentioned.
Yes.
That is a lot of trust that they place in the quarterback, Mendez Stevens. And I don't know if the original play was for him to keep the ball there. I don't know if he was looking for a pass, but that was the right decision to keep it and run it into the end zone himself. Had plenty of space to get it in. And now to receive for Melrose.
Kick is short. It'll be picked up And he will be brought down just shy of the 40.
It's Trenton Hodges again.
Okay.
Brought down by our own number 11, John Donahue.
So here we go. Lexington has a 1-point lead. There's 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in this game. Melrose will start on their own 39. And the question is, how far does Melrose need to get to be in comfortable field goal range for their kicker? So here we go. Madden lines up with Cassavoy on his left. Back to throw. Now he pulls it down. He's got a lot of room right up the gut.
Plenty of room. Josh Madden.
Down the sideline. Brought down inside the 20. And in one play.
Jeez, this is not good. One play, Josh Madden able to bring his team all the way up to the Lexington 20-yard line. Oof.
That's a 43-yard run there for Madden. And with just over 3 minutes to play, Melrose is sitting at the 18-yard line.
If you're Melrose, I wouldn't be trying to rush this. I'd be trying to run out this clock.
Chuli gets the carry, gets about 3. The clock continues to run. We're down inside of 3 minutes.
Ooh, man, if I'm Lexington, I'm starting to sweat at this point.
Lexington has, I believe, 2 timeouts. They called one to discuss their 2-point conversion. So I would definitely not be surprised if we see at least one of those timeouts called here.
Right. Here we go. Josh Madden receives a snap.
Madden keeps it himself, runs right up the gut, and brought down close to the first down. But he's going to be a little bit short.
Bringing up third down.
Third down and about 4. Third down and 3. 2 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
Big stop here for Lexington. They need to make this.
He's going to toss it to Chuli.
Almost gets taken down.
And he gets brought down. He does not have the yardage.
Now, if you're Melrose, you have to go for this.
It depends on how much trust they have in their kicker.
Yeah, if they have a lot of trust in their kicker, they might say, you know, we're going to go for the field goal right here and force Lexington to try and get within field goal range. There's only a minute and maybe only just about a minute left on the clock by the time they receive the ball.
If they kick it, it's going to be about a 29 or a 30-yarder from here. But Madden's not leaving the field. It looks like Melrose is going to go for this.
Huge.
We're down to a minute 10 left in the ball game.
This is the game right here.
He's got Chuli on his right. Here we go.
Lexington needs this stop.
Now we will get a whistle. And Melrose is going to talk this over. That's not surprising.
Yeah, no, maybe they were just trying to run out as much clock as they could. Now only a minute left on the clock.
I can only imagine what these two coaches are talking about in their huddles.
This is a much higher pressure situation than I think either of us expected to see, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Quite the home opener we've gotten to witness here.
Yes, it is. Coach Wilson had a lot of praise for Coach Morris from Melrose, but we know who Coach Wilson is. He's been coaching football for nearly 30 years now. So Melrose, it does not look like they're changing up their game plan. It's fourth down and 3.
Is still on the field.
1 minute left to play.
Man, oh man.
He's got Chuli behind him.
Putting a lot of confidence on this one play.
They need to get to the 9-yard line.
This is a huge stop from the Lexington defense that they need to get here.
Madden
Another
rolls.
holding on to it. Able to
He's
get some space.
got the
He's
first
got the
down.
first down.
And Melrose gets the first down.
51 seconds left. And they stop the clock.
So if Lexington's going to win this, they have to try and prevent Melrose from getting into the end zone
So now the clock continues to run. We're down to about 40 seconds. Melrose is on the 4-yard line here. So here's Madden. Hands it to Chuli. Brought down by Gentile. He does not get there. 30 seconds left to play. And at some point, you'd think you'd see a timeout.
I don't
from
think Melrose
either
has
side.
any left. I think
Oh.
Melrose is out of timeouts.
So there's that.
Well, Melrose has one
does
timeout.
have one. So there's 10 seconds on the clock right now, and it's running. Madden takes the snap, plows his way across
Able to
for
get it
the
across,
touchdown.
Able to get the touchdown with 2 seconds left on the clock. That is brutal for Lexington. A brutal, brutal way to have that game ripped out of your hands there from Lexington after such an amazing turnaround and comeback.
So Melrose is going to call a timeout here before the extra point. Well, if that's it, that's a rough way to go for Lexington.
A really rough way to
Yeah.
lose that. After making such an incredible turnaround, incredible final few plays there by the Lexington defense and the Lexington offense. Mendez-Stevens coming back, and Mazarol with a huge catch for a 43-yard touchdown. It's a shame.
I'm not sure what Melrose is talking about. They might consider going for 2 here.
They might
That would make it a 7-point game.
make it, and so should some miracle happen in the kick return.
And that's all Lexington will have time for. So I guess it does make sense.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're trying to prevent, is some miracle happening during the kick return. Yep, looks like Josh Madden is out there right now, lined up for the 2-point.
And he sheds a tackle. Does he get there? He does.
Yeah, Otto Albanese able to convert off
Albanese.
the 2 points. That'll bring the score up to 21-14 Melrose.
The score is Melrose 21, Lexington 14.
So, as we said, all Lexington will have time for is the kick return. So they're going to need
A miracle.
a miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, quite frankly, they're going to need a miracle here. Although we have seen this Lexington team do a crazy kick return before.
Yes, we have.
All right, refs are calling both teams to the field, trying to get these last 2 seconds over with.
So for Lexington, they have Joseph Suh back deep, and he's joined by John Donahue. Melrose, I wouldn't be surprised if they just squib this kick, put it on the ground.
To run the clock. I honestly wouldn't be shocked either. Yeah, I think just a simple squib just to get the clock going is more than enough for Melrose.
So Daniel O'Donnell will kick it. It's in the air.
It's on the ground.
Joseph Sutt, I believe he called for a fair catch there.
Fair catch, so there's a second on the clock.
There's still time, so they're going to run it from the 16-yard line.
Looks like they're going to try and get a single Hail Mary play going. Not much else it could be other than a Hail Mary, honestly, unless they try to string together a series of incredible blocks for one runner. Mendez Stevens talking it out with Coach Wilson on the sideline before he gets out there, trying to discuss all possible scenarios in which this works.
All right. Well, let's see what Lexington has in store here. They need to go 84 yards to keep this game alive. They have two men on each side. Joseph Suh is lined up to the right of Nelson, and Lexington's going to take a timeout here.
Mendez Steven calling the timeout, not liking something that he saw. Lexington huddle, trying to discuss whatever miracle they can try and find. A lot to take away if you're this Lexington team, though. You guys were able to make such an astounding comeback. It's just solidifying and not letting not letting the game get away from you.
Yeah. Even if they don't win this tonight, they still played a great game.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, they had their backs against the wall.
For a majority of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was over for them about halfway through this quarter, and then they completely turned it around. So Nelson's going to take the snap. He throws. It's caught by Mazeral. He is brought down, and that is the ball game.
Great shot. Great attempts there by Lexington. Melrose going to take it away, though.
So the final score from tonight's game, Melrose 21, Lexington 14. It was a thriller.
Certainly.
To the very end.
A nail-biter of a game. Wouldn't want it any other way for the opening night here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Fields. Austin, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure as always.
It was a lot of fun.
And we will see you folks next time.